Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are staying safe and staying creative. Yes, you guessed it right. I had flew down to Kerala for a very short vacation. Unlike the usual holidays, we had taken this flight to Kannur airport, and it was such a coincidence to see this gorgeous mural of Vishnumurthy Theyyam welcoming us at the immigration at Kannur airport. Because we were in fact traveling to be part of a Theyyam ritual performance at my ancestral place. As I always say, I tend to find inspiration around me all the time. These traditional craftsmen creating the Theyyam attire on the spot was fantastic and incredibly inspiring. Even though I had watched Theyyam performance many times in my life, especially during my childhood, this time was extra special. The place, the ambience, the performers, and above all, the whole community contributed to make this extremely divine experience. Meanwhile, the serene nature around me was also contributing with doses of inspiration. This is the most exciting part, and I never miss a chance to explore these hidden treasures in nature. Those who follow me on Instagram or my art practice in general might be knowing that these turkey tail fungi or mushrooms had been my muse since a very long time. And these botanical wonders were certainly traveling back with me to Doha. Even though it was a very short vacation, I traveled back with a bag full of inspiration and a heart and soul filled with gratitude and a rejuvenated energy. I was waiting to witness this moment. The aerial view of the gorgeously lit up Qatar. In fact, it is one of my plans for 2023 to create abstract artworks inspired by the aerial view of cityscapes. So everything contributed to rejuvenate my inner self. It was time to unpack my treasure chest and finally take out these treasures and find a perfect spot in the studio. At this moment, I didn't have any idea on how to keep this aesthetically in my studio space, but I'm brainstorming ideas to collect all the treasures and create sort of a mood board maybe. I had yet another treasure which is really precious and close to me. Can you see the resemblance of the texture? And you won't believe this white one is kind of a dead coral that I got from a nearby beach store. And I was so thrilled to see these treasures from land and sea. Now it's time to get back to work. I had to seriously rearrange my table. I was in the middle of creating these textures for the third artwork of this ongoing series, Reef Hues. But since I was on a short break for a week, I had shipments due to be dispatched. So all these three artworks were sold during the week, and I had to frame it, sign them, varnish them, pack it, and dispatch within 2 days' time. These two artworks were part of a series. I don't remember the exact number of artworks in the series, but which were all inspired by coral reefs and ocean lives. The series was from 2021, and these were sold unframed, so it was such a relief. I just had to put a layer of varnish. I used matte varnish, and now I'm at the final stage of signing them. And this artwork named Feeling Tropical is the last one of the series, and I was so glad the whole series is sold out and I need to frame it. As I have admitted in my previous videos, I am yet to get into that habit of capturing the steps of my process with the video camera. So I forgot to take the video while I was wrapping the artworks on paper. But luckily at this point I remembered and then grabbed the camera and started recording. So I will basically brief the steps that I follow while recording the artworks which are unframed. So you saw me signing the artwork, and once the sign was completely dried, I wrapped the artwork with a glassine sheet. Since the artwork size was of 40 by 50 centimeter, I didn't have to roll the artwork for shipping. I just covered it and had to lay it straight without folding it, so I prefer to insert it between two layers of sturdy cardboard. Even though both the artworks were going to the same place, I packed them separately, and once both the artworks were inserted in two different cardboard pockets, I wrapped them together with a bubble wrap. Now moving on to the process of framing or packing the framed artwork. After framing, I just cover it with a glassine sheet with an extra protection in front, because for this one there is no perspex front cover for protection for the textures. So I just make sure that the textures are intact, and then I cover it with two layers of bubble wrap. For me, as an artist who works with discarded plastics, this particular step is something that I'm not really proud of, because since I'm working under certain galleries, I need to stick on to their rules and regulations and guidelines to pack the artwork and ship it intact. So for that, I have to stick on to this medium or the material of using bubble wrap, because it is very hard to find an economic or budget friendly alternative for bubble wraps. So right now I'm using or reusing the bubble wraps, because I'm collecting the used ones from certain corporate offices, and gladly I'm using that, because at least I will feel less guilty because I'm reusing these materials. Next step is inserting these bubble wrapped artworks into cardboard boxes. And the next step is to insert these artworks in the cardboard boxes. As you saw, for some artworks with particular dimensions that I usually tend to sell, there is a set of ready-to-use cardboard boxes that I have readily made, and otherwise I will have to create the boxes. So the next step is to insert this special envelope containing the certificate of authenticity for the artwork, thank you note, and maybe some artwork print that I usually keep for my lovely clients. Next day, I jumped right into the process of continuing the ongoing series Refuse. I was in the fourth artwork, so the textures were all made, patterns were created. Now I'm just adding the touch of gold for the borders. What you see here is a time lapse of some hours of work. Usually this process, that is the final stage of adding the borders for these textures, takes a really long time. It's kind of a meditative process for me. For this series, my plan is to create 15 artworks inspired by the coral reef textures of polka dots and the Pantone colors of 2023. Where I'm trying to play with various shades and create gorgeous palette. So once I complete 2 to 3 artworks, I just take the mock frame and go upstairs in daylight during 4 to 5 p.m. and take beautiful photos and videos of these artworks. I specifically like to take photos in certain spots where I get this interesting textured background which contribute or complements the artwork really well. And that's it for this week. Hope you all enjoyed watching this small vlog. If you did, please don't forget to comment, like this video and subscribe the channel. See you next week. Until then, take care and bye.